Well, good morning. Our first day in Smoky Mountain National Park. And climbing out of Fontana Dam is one of the tougher climbs on the Appalachian Trail. Shukiak Mountain, or Shukiak Peak. There's a tower at the top where we're climbing for over an hour and a half, and we're getting close, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. The peak, I want to say it's like 4,500, but I'll take a look at it. And the trail is steep, and we've got to carry heavy packs today because we're going to be in the Smokies for a little while. And got to carry all the gear, all the food, extra food, crampons, you name it. Got to have it all. Make sure that we have what we need to be safe and have a good crossing of the Smokies. We are blessed with some great weather, though. Today, it's really unseasonably warm for February. It was 25 when we started, so normal. But it's supposed to get up to a high of 55 down at Fontana Dam. So my guess is it'll be in the low 40s along the 4,000 foot level. Winds are going to pick up later with gusts up to 30 miles an hour, so that'll be interesting. We'll have to pay attention, but as long as it's not frigid cold, that's awesome. I'll give you a little view. The sun rising. On the Appalachian Trail. Made it to the top of Shuck Stack. I'm gonna climb the tower in a second. I'm gonna save that view just for me. I'll give you guys a 360 of the summit here. I think that's the remains of the old cabin. The tower. It's a big one. A little rickety. That's from hence we came, and this is the park from where we shall go. All right, good morning, Jeremy and Margarita and Teo and Gavin and Nina and Mom. Today we walked into the Smoky Mountain National Park from Fontana Dam, and let me tell you, those first 3 miles are about the steepest climb I've ever done. But we're officially in the park now, and trails are beautiful. It's peace and quiet. Gorgeous sunny day, and we've got 3 days to get to Newfound Gap. If you're gonna look on a map, Mom. Today, total mileage of 13 and change, but it's a little lower than we've done. But after the long day yesterday, and today is all freaking uphill. There's no, like, you go over the climb, you go down for 1 minute, and then you go back up again. So we got the climb all the way up to 13.6 today. We'll be in a shelter. The shelters in the Smoky Mountains are actually a little closer together than we saw them in North Carolina. And they're actually bigger and nicer. Maybe that's our park fees at work. And so it'll be a double-decker shelter. And I will tell you, take some pictures and I'll show it to you, but I'm hoping maybe we run across 1 or 2 people, but otherwise I expect it to probably be empty. We're the only ones out here. I haven't seen a living soul. Remnants of wild boars eating up the trail this morning, but other than that, not a living soul. The Smokies are known for their bears. Now, I'd be perfectly happy not seeing a bear, but I also know that it's sort of a rite of passage for a thru hiker. So it's gonna happen eventually, and we're gonna scare it off with a song and loud noise. Tomorrow I'll sing you my Scare the Bear song, but today I gotta go climb up that, and so I have to bid you adieu. Have a great day, guys. Well, we're working our way through the Smokies right now. And it is clear to me that they got a heck of a lot more snow last week than we did in North Carolina. I mean, we got a couple inches and we saw it on all the peaks, but I mean, we're walking in anywhere between 2 and 6 inches. It's packed down. You can see other people's footprints in here for the trail, but it's a little bit slick because the temperature is so warm. that it's starting to melt, making it a little bit slippery. But it's beautiful. Snow eats up all the noise, so it's just quiet. All you hear is the crunching of our feet. Well, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now on our first day in the Smokies, and I'll give you a little bit of info. So it is really hard. I think this may be one of the hardest days of hiking, at least the top 5 that I've ever done. And it's not about distance. It's just about it all being steeply uphill, and you got a fully weighted pack. And this is the first really, really warm day, so we're going through water quickly. Well, it wasn't warm this morning, but it warmed up. So, and there's not as many water spaces or spots to filter water on the trail today. I don't know what it'll be like tomorrow, but we've walked for most of the day. We've passed the first shelter. It's a nice looking shelter. It's a great place to stop. I think a lot of folks, that's their destination on their first day in the Smokies. It's a big old shelter, fits, 10, 12 people. It's got a fireplace. I don't know if it was a ridge runner or some other hiker put up a bunch of tarps to block the wind. There's a spring, which is barely flowing, but there's water nearby, and a privy. It's everything you could want in a shelter. And it's stone, so it looks pretty sturdy. Come over the ridge. We'll actually finish climbing the ridge, come over the other side, and descend down. And that's what we're doing, into this snowy abyss. We've been walking in this for a while now. And it was a little bit deeper at the top. It's about 4 inches here, 3 inches here, but it was 6 inches at the top. Fortunately, somebody else walked it for us, or ahead of us. There's a couple spots where the trail was a little tricky to find. It follows a creek bed, but everything was smooth, so we couldn't see the creek bed. Anyway, so we're heading to the second shelter, and I don't know, we'll be there within the hour, I think, maybe a little bit over that. And we're hoping that it has the same amenities as the first one. I don't know for sure, but we'll let you know. Okay, so we are about 1.5 miles out from the shelter. We've been hiking through snow for, I don't know, an hour and a half. Actually, for most of the day, above 4,000 feet. And we came around the side of the ridge, and it's like freaking summer over here. Look at this. It's like 60 degrees out. The sun is shining. It's way too hot for everything I'm wearing. There's not a snowflake in sight. Everything's dry. Unbelievable. It all has to do with what side of the ridge you're on, whether it was getting any sunlight. But there definitely was quite a bit of snow. I bet they got 6 to 8 inches of snow last week in that storm. And it's melting quick now. But for those of you who are thinking about crampons in the Smokies, I would definitely take them. There was, I don't know, a good mile and a half there. We didn't put them on because this stuff had all melted and it was slushy. But if it was morning hiking and all that stuff was frozen solid, we would have wanted our crampons. It was way too slick to be walking that safely. So crampons make sense. Certainly February, March time frame for the high mountains, high ridges here. Anywho, we got Vegas back there kicking butt too. All right, we're at the shelter, getting ready for bed. They have nice bear hang cables here, so we've hung our food up. We're watching the sunset over the Russell Field shelter. It's got a fireplace. The last couple shelters we've seen in the Smokies have fireplaces. I do not know if everyone has a fireplace, but we'll find out. But we're gonna attempt to start a fire with detritus wood, and if we're lucky, we'll get something going. I think it's gonna be tough though. I think unfortunately everything is still wet. It was snow covered just like today. All this melted today. So anyway, we're gonna start getting ready for bed.